The story begins in the prison of a ruthless fortress where the beautiful girls from the nearby village are chained up. In fact, this fortress belongs to a merciless queen named Amanda. The only crime of these girls is that they are beautiful, and Queen Amanda cannot stand having any woman or girl in her realm who is more beautiful than she is. So she locks up the beautiful girls, tortures them first, and then burns their faces and bodies with hot iron. Today, the prison gate opens, and the executioner brings out the imprisoned girls for the queen to see. The executioner hangs one girl by a rope and brings a hot iron close to her face to ruin it. The girl does not move, so Amanda grabs her hair. Before the executioner can burn her, Amanda's army commander arrives. Angry, Amanda asks, "Why did you come now? Can't you see what we are doing?" The commander says, "Forgive me, Queen. This can wait, but I have bad news." Amanda asks, "What bad news?" The commander tells her that while some of their soldiers were going home on leave, a band of robbers led by Michael attacked them in the forest, robbed them, and killed them. Only one wounded soldier survived. Amanda asks that wounded soldier, "How did you survive?" The soldier says, "Your Majesty, as you know, Michael's gang has some of the most dangerous robbers in the world. Everyone fears them. When they attacked our army, I was shot in the shoulder and fell into a ditch. That's why I survived." Amanda shows no mercy. She tells the executioner, "Kill him, because there is no place for weak soldiers in our kingdom." The executioner obeys and cruelly kills the soldier by smashing his head on the iron furnace. Then Amanda tells the commander, "These 7 robbers have become our deadly enemies. They keep attacking us, and we cannot catch them." The commander replies, "Your Majesty, our famous swordsman Tom has just returned from his journey. Maybe he can defeat Michael's gang." Hearing this, Amanda calls Tom and says, "If you succeed in catching or killing those 7 robbers the way I want, I will make you my personal guard." Tom agrees and loads supplies onto a horse carriage with a military group. He sets out through the forest. On the way, he tells the driver, "Drive slowly. We must trap these robbers." A little way on, Tom stops the carriage, gets down, and stretches. At that moment, another group of robbers surrounds the carriage and soldier. First, they shoot the driver, then they attack the soldiers and start looting the supplies. Tom stays still and watches. As the robbers open the box, Michael and his gang arrive and kill those robbers. Michael says, "This forest is ruled by us alone. There is no place here for anyone else." Each of Michael's men is an expert fighter in his own way. So some robbers are killed by guns, some by swords. During the fight, one robber tries to run away, but one of Michael's men, wearing a hat, shoots him dead. After the robbers are dead, the hidden Tom comes out and challenges Michael. "I want to fight you alone. If you have the courage, fight me one by one." Michael smiles and answers, "There are 7 of us: Sigmund, Elena, Peter, David, Richard, Wilson, and me, each with a different fighting style. Choose the badge on the hat of the one you want to fight first." Tom quickly grabs a badge. Michael says, "That is my badge. Do you want to fight me first?" Tom replies, "I didn't know whose badge it was, but if it is yours, then I will fight you." Tom attacks Michael with his sword. Michael catches the sword, strikes Tom hard on the nose with his head, and Tom falls down. That single blow leaves Tom badly hurt and unable to get up. Michael wastes no time and kills Tom by striking him with a bone-made club. Then Michael and his men take the supplies and head back into the forest to their hideout. At night, Queen Amanda's palace is shown. While her maid is fixing her hair, she says, "Your Majesty, 2 of your hairs have turned white. Should I dye them?" Hearing this, Amanda becomes angry. First, she slaps the maid herself, then hands her over to her cruel executioner. The news of white hair worries Amanda because she cares most about her youth and beauty. As always, she goes to her evil mirror and says, "My hair is turning white. Wrinkles are appearing under my eyes." The demon inside the mirror replies, "As before, I can make you young and beautiful again for a few days, but this time, I will need a price." Amanda asks, "What do you want this time?" The demon answers, "I want the souls of the most sinful people so I can make them my servants and take them to hell. The most sinful people are the 7 robbers. 6 of them are men. Bring them before me and kill them so their souls will be mine. Then I will make you the most beautiful and 21-year-old again." Hearing this, Amanda says, "I will try to bring those robbers to you quickly, but catching them will be very hard." The demon says, "There is a woman who can help you capture them." Elsewhere, Michael's gang is drinking and celebrating. While pouring drinks, David takes Elena's hand. Elena pulls her hand back and says, "I flirt with all of you in turn, and today it is Michael's turn. When it is your turn, then you may hold my hand." Elena goes to where Michael sits alone by a hill, but Michael shows no interest. Elena asks, "Why do you always refuse when it's your turn?" Michael replies, "You are not just a girl, you are part of my gang. If the gang does its job, that is more important to me than forming a relationship. Besides, I know you and Richard like each other. You shouldn't be forced to stay with." Hearing this, Elena walks back, but near a tree she meets Richard. He asks, "Did the chief refuse you again today?" Alina says. Yes, Richard replies. Then we too, but Alina answers. Today is not your turn. If I break the rule, I will be punished. Richard says, nobody will find out, and the two leave together. The next day, it is Wilson's turn. In the morning, he takes Alina to a woman's house by the edge of the forest, a place where the 7 robbers sometimes stayed. Wilson pays the woman rent and brings Alina inside. They do not know the woman will betray them. After a short time, the Queen's soldiers arrive. The woman gives them a bag of coins and tells them that Alina and Wilson are inside. The soldiers immediately break the door and start shooting. Alina and Wilson, who are loyal members of Michael's gang, fight back to save their lives. Even after wounding many soldiers, Wilson is captured by the remaining soldiers and badly beaten. Seeing this, Alina grabs a soldier's gun and shouts, "Let Wilson go, or I will shoot." The soldiers, frightened, release Wilson. At that moment, Amanda's cruel executioner arrives. He grabs the barrel of the gun from Alina's hand and turns things in the soldier's favor. Alina and Wilson attack the executioner with all their strength, but he is very strong. The executioner overpowers them, knocks them unconscious, and takes them to the palace. When Amanda sees the 2 captured robbers, she is very pleased. She tells the executioner, "You have done what even great men could not do." Then she tells Alina, "Soon my executioner will ruin your face and body so much that you will hate yourself." Outside the palace, a relative of Amanda's arrives in a carriage to visit. Seeing the robbers, the relative says, "This is amazing. You have caught 2 of the famous robbers." Amanda answers, "Yes." She orders the executioner to put Alina in the prison. She tells the soldiers to send Wilson to a hidden room. Amanda goes herself into the secret room. She sends the soldiers out and asks Wilson, "Tell me where your other companions are." Wilson says, "Even if my life ends, I will not tell you." Amanda uses her eyes to mesmerize him. Wilson cannot control his mind. She takes him to the evil mirror. The demon in the mirror says, "Kill him here quickly so I can take his sinful soul as my servant." Amanda, now holding control over Wilson, stabs him. When Wilson dies, his soul goes under the demon's control. The demon is very happy and says, "Bring the other robbers here. Meanwhile, I will take this soul to hell." The next morning, when Michael and his gang do not see Alina and Wilson in the forest, they search for them and reach the rented house. There, they only find Alina and Wilson's clothes, along with torn uniforms of Amanda's soldiers and bloodstains. From this, they realize something bad has happened. Angry, Peter grabs the landlady's throat until she confesses the truth. After learning about her betrayal, Peter kills her. Now, Michael and his gang make a plan to rescue Alina and Wilson. But Sigmund says, "We are only 5. Attacking the fortress is foolish. There are too many soldiers. We will be trapped ourselves." Michael replies, "If we do nothing, our fear will vanish, and our friends will be killed anyway." Hearing this, the others agree to join him. They return to their hideout in the forest, collect weapons and supplies, and disguise themselves in different clothes. Then they move towards the fortress. Near the fortress, Sigmund disguises himself as a priest and goes in first to check. Then, following their plan, Richard puts on a soldier's uniform, ties Michael up, and brings him on a horse, loudly telling everyone, "Look, I have caught the dangerous robber chief Michael." Hearing this, people and soldiers gather around. Meanwhile, Michael's other companions hide near the palace pond. They kill the soldiers guarding the area and throw their bodies into the water. Then they pick up the soldiers' guns and climb up towards the palace rooms with the help of ropes. Inside, the commander says to Richard, "You have shown great bravery by capturing the chief. But if you are truly one of our soldiers, why don't I recognize you?" Richard lies, "Because I usually guard the border of the kingdom. That's why you don't know me." From a window, Peter and David watch Richard closely with their guns, ready to fire at the soldiers and commander if Richard's cover is blown. Just then, Amanda's executioner arrives. He sniffs Richard and says, "He may be wearing a soldier's uniform, but his body smells the same as the 2 captured robbers." This increases the commander's suspicion, and he asks Richard, "Tell me more about yourself." At that very moment, the queen and her relative come to the palace balcony to see Michael. Seeing them, David whispers to Peter, "Shoot!" But Peter replies, "2 royal women are standing there. Which one is the queen?" David says, "I don't know either, but kill them both. This is our chance." So Peter fires the first bullet at Amanda's relative. As soon as she is hit, chaos breaks out. Amanda quickly runs inside the palace to save herself, while the army and commander prepare for battle. Now that the robber's disguise is exposed, Sigmund, in priest's dress, and the chief openly begin fighting the soldier. Seeing this, Richard also throws off his soldier's uniform and attacks, starting a fierce battle where the 5 robbers overpower the soldier. Meanwhile, Amanda, running inside the palace, shouts to her guards, "Gather all the soldiers and capture these robbers. Bring them alive before me." Outside, Michael and Sigmund fight hard against the soldiers while trying to enter the palace. But because the soldiers are too many, they get stuck in the clash. Meanwhile, upstairs, when David and Peter run out of bullets, they jump down, draw their swords and start cutting through soldiers. But the army's numbers are overwhelming, and they begin firing rapidly at the bandits. Some of the weaker bandits even hide instead of fighting. Inside, Richard and the commander are locked in a deadly duel. Meanwhile, a bullet strikes Michael in the shoulder. Seeing the outlaws weakening, several soldiers rush upon David at once and stab him to death with their swords. The battle continues, and at last Richard manages to kill the commander. But their problems do not end. More and more soldiers gather in the palace. Seeing this, Michael rushes inside with Peter, Sigmund, and Richard. He tells them, "Quickly free Alina and Wilson. I'll finish Amanda myself." The three head to the dungeon, where the executioner is holding Alina captive. Seeing them, executioner warns, "If any of you come closer, I will kill her." The three bandits throw down their weapon, but Alina suddenly attacks the executioner foot, making him lose balance. The bandits seize the chance and pin him down. Peter points a gun at him and says, "Your game is over now." The executioner laughs and replies, "If you've got the courage, fight me one-on-one." Peter then takes off his hat and once again gathers everyone's badge, asking the executioner to pick one. The executioner quickly pulls out a badge, and it turns out to be Richard's. Meanwhile, Amanda lures Michael into her secret chamber. There she tries to control him with her eyes using dark magic. But because one of Michael's eyes is blind, her spell doesn't fully work. Amanda, fooled into thinking Michael is under her power, leads him in front of a mirror and tries to stab him. But Michael grabs the knife and plunges it into her own stomach. Soon Amanda dies and her soul is seized by the devil, who says, "Now you will serve me in hell. Soon I'll also take Michael's sinful soul." Hearing this, Michael smashes the cursed mirror, breaking the devil's link. Back in the dungeon, Richard fights the executioner in a brutal duel, but the executioner is stronger and keeps pressing him back. During the fight, Richard thrusts his sword into the executioner's shoulder. Shockingly, the executioner doesn't die. He pulls out the sword and starts advancing toward Richard. Richard shouts to his companions, "Quick, give me a weapon!" Alina tries to hand him a knife, but Peter stops her, saying, "This is his fight alone. No one will interfere." Richard is left unarmed. The executioner seizes the chance and drives his sword into Richard's stomach again and again. Alina screams and rushes to save him, but Peter holds her back. Within moments, Richard is dead. Alina, mad with grief and rage, snatches a knife and attacks the executioner. She stabs him repeatedly until his body collapses lifeless to the floor. Yet even then, she feels no peace. Turning with fury, she points the knife at Peter and says, "You are just as responsible for Richard's death." Before she can strike, Michael arrives and shoots Alina, killing her on the spot. Peter, enraged, yells at Michael, "What you did was completely wrong." Before the two can fight each other, a wave of soldiers surrounds them. Michael, Peter, and Sigmund fight with everything they have, but the army's numbers are too great. At last, they all fall and die. And with this, the movie comes to an end. So friends, if you enjoyed this fantasy movie recap, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you again in another recap video. Until then, goodbye.